I'm trying to figure out the old couple. How is she still so chunky in the damn apocalypse? Ain't it hard to find food? And this chick is still overweight like a mug. Well, hey, that's just what I noticed. But that was
foolish. Welcome back, man. God mode is disabled. Cosmic Lou is back. The ladies took the night off. They all had to go to the club together. Just kidding. We don't know if they did or not. We're guessing.
They did.
They did. The club's not going to be named because we love Tosh. So we're just going to leave that one alone. We got the Fearsome 5. Terrence, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be back again. 3 shows in a row for me.
That's a record. It is a record, honestly. Platinum Rob, man. What's going on? Good?
Oh, it's good. It's cold. It's been snowing 3 days straight here.
Jeez.
Kind of sick of it.
We've had 3 straight days of 68 degrees here in Western North Carolina. So it's been pretty good.
It's been below 30 every day here.
You can have it. How's the weather?
You can take it.
How's the weather out there in your part of the state of North Carolina, Mike?
I think we hit the 80s. I think we hit like 82, 84 yesterday. It's pretty warm up here. It's going to be like 60 tomorrow and rainy. But the last 3 days, like you say, it's been nice around here.
Yeah.
It's damn near hot.
Yeah, it was really nice around here. Breaking out the T-shirts. And we got
grill, all that stuff's about to come out. Time to cut grass again out here.
I looked outside and my grass turned all green. I was like, y'all got to slow down. Slow down. QP the source. Getting better every day.
Yeah, I'm surviving. There's another assassination attempt on my health. I don't know what's going on. Sick twice since I turned 43. I don't know what's going on, but I'm here. Some good news this week in terms of life. I'm waiting to see how that stuff turns out before I speak about it. But
wonderful.
I like what I'm seeing right now.
Good. That 23andMe should be coming back soon, so you should know exactly what's going on. He's fighting. He was.
As soon as I start recording, everyone has to come into the room that I'm in. Nobody wants. Goodbye. Everybody needs something. As soon as nobody's been in here the last 15 minutes. As soon as she's like, "Oh, he's talking now. Let me come in."
You know that's right.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, welcome back, everybody, man. Up and down week, news-wise. We're going to lead off talking about Steven Yuen from Walking Dead fame. He's apparently been cast in the Thunderbolts. There's a whole list of characters that they are speculating that he was going to play. Of course, they're going to lead off with Amadeus Cho and Mr. Negative. They're both South Korean characters and pretty on the nose, but there's also like Sentry Talk, Mephisto Talk, The Beyonder, and Norman Osborn. So
there's always Mephisto Talk.
Always.
Now that was the actor who played Glenn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yuen is rumored to play Norman Osborn?
Yeah, that was on.
That was what came to mind when I saw him. Actually, it's funny.
Really, he doesn't have the waves.
But he's associated with the Thunderbolts. He was running with them around
Dark Avengers.
He was in the Iron.
Right before.
Was he in the Iron
he
Patriots
the Thunderbolts? Yeah, he flipped the Thunderbolts into the Dark Avengers. So he was running that, and after that bogus end in the Secret War, they promoted him and fired Tony. They blamed Tony for the whole thing, which he probably deserved. So I'm going with Harry. I would like to see. I'm sorry, Norman Osborn. I would like to see him in the MCU.
Yeah,
and I like. I do like the actor Steven. He was good in Walking Dead. I think everybody missed him when he left, and he was the voice for Keith in the Voltron Legendary Defender series. So, like, he does good work. So I'm
He's also the voice of Invincible.
Yep, that too.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan.
I'm all right with him, but I don't see him being Norman Osborn. Maybe I don't see that at all. I haven't seen anything to see that he can give me that kind of swag and meanness that Norman Osborn is supposed to, ruthlessness. I don't. But hey, we'll see. I don't see him pulling that off, but we'll see where they put him.
Okay. All right.
Just looking like me, I'm just happy for quality actors. When we get into Ant-Man, we'll talk about how good actors can elevate mediocre stuff to watchable for me.
Or the other way around.
Oh, Robert. Yep. Can't wait to talk.
I was going to bring up
the most interesting character on the list is Sentry. I don't know how they would pull that off.
I hope they don't even try.
Yeah, me neither.
No,
especially with him.
This is not the crew to be attacking Sentry.
No, it really isn't. It's not the MCU to do Sentry. Like I don't know, what is he supposed to do? Is he going to kill people? No. Well, is he going to be ruthless? I just don't see it in this state of MCU. Like we're going back to Gore again. Like why would you go to such a potentially violent character when you're not gonna go there?
Exactly.
Maybe he'll kill people with wonderful jokes.
But the thing is, Marvel doesn't know what to do with a Sentry in the comics. What are they going to do with him in the movies? They never know which way they want to point him. So it's.
I will agree and disagree just because during Dark Reign they knew exactly what to do with him, and like that's the only time.
The only time, but they'll flip him back and forth.
And that was
Dark Reign was nice.
Ago, man. That was 15 years ago.
It was, but they're putting him with potentially the same ensemble. Like if you're going to do Sentry, then you need Norman, because Norman was the one that was twisting him around and getting him to do what he wanted to do. Norman was the only one who was controlling him and was pushing him in that direction. Like they could do it, but they can't and they won't. I hope they don't.
They say that his character, whatever character he's going to play in the MCU, is going to be quote unquote around for a good long while, and so that kind of points to Norman Osborn or the Beyonder, or even Amadeus Cho being the third on the list. I like Cho. Amadeus Cho is a really good character. He kind of got dumbed down after a while, but Steven Yeun is a little bit too old to play Cho.
Yeah, I was going to say Cho should be more of a teenager, young 20-year-old guy, somewhere he can be in the Champions type deal, or Young Avengers, whichever way they decide to go with that.
Yeah, I think he'd be better off hanging out with Wiccan and Hulkling and all those young whippersnappers. But we'll see.
Yeah,
it's exciting. He's a good actor. Get his wave cap on, start brushing it.
We're just talking about CGI and people's necks. They can CGI the waves on his head. Like, let's do it, man.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Terrible. CGI waves.
You can get one of them bad Tyler Perry waves.
That's
right.
Like
old boy wore in Resident Evil. No. Hell no.
Oh
no. Let's not talk about Resident Evil.
Oh no!
What's it? Whisker? That was him.
Wesker.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Man,
oh my god!
Get his blade on.
Wavy Wesker.
Daywalker.
Jeez.
Thank you, Mike. That's terrible. Thank you for that mental recall.
I'll never forget it. It's burned in my memory.
I wanted to get rid of that.
Was a hot.
Expected him to go hello.
That wig was fire. He walked like the Black Terminator. He walked up cool as shit.
What?
That shit looked like the Davy Crockett hat. The raccoon with the tail hanging out the That's what it looked like.
Raccoon's still alive. Mad as hell.
Man.
Damn it, man.
Damn wigs.
Stupid wigs. Oh, moving forward, The Last of Us newest episode came out a week ago. It was really good. I mean, they borrowed a lot from the game. They kept it real. Weren't too many holes in it. They really stuck to the script, and I think that's what they're really doing well with this. And then you actually got to see a sneak peek of her girlfriend from part 2. That's what I thought. The girl that peeked around the corner.
That's what came to
Hella
mind
rude
for
to
me
her.
too.
Hella rude to her.
She's rude to
What are you
everybody.
looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking rude.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Rude.
No home training. None.
The show I really can't believe how good the show has been to me up to this point. Like they're starting to get into the meat of the story now. Like there are like some people. There you go. There's some people that that popped up in this episode that'll be around for a while, character wise and location wise. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good episode for the lack of
action,
quote unquote action, but it was good. It was very good and
pushing the story
Jackson,
along. Yeah,
right. Because Jackson is like that. I don't want to say Nirvana, but like they're actually farther along in the show than they were in the game when they actually showed up. The way it is now is the way it is in the second game. It is like a city with the walls and the electricity and the stores and all that stuff. The farm. It was So it was good seeing. It's just really good. Like I don't want to keep saying the same thing that we've been saying all week, but I mean every week. Excuse me, but like I want to give them their credit because shows as simple as they're making it, like I don't know why it's so hard for other shows to just be like, what are they doing this part of the game? Okay, let's get this up on screen and fix what doesn't work on screen and not even like totally remove it, but just add a little more seasoning to it or cut the fat off or whatever. And they did that in this episode. Their little adventure through the college was very short.
The monkeys,
as compared to the game, yeah. And that location was uneventful. The big thing was when Joel was injured,
stabbed. Yeah,
and the game he fell off something and landed on a pipe.
So he was injured in the game too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was out. There's a section in the game where you're playing as Ellie, and it's probably not going to have the next episode, but the next episode has potential to be creepy because they did run into cannibals out there on their way out to meet the Fireflies, and it was just Ellie versus grown ass men.
I remember that you had to be all stealthy.
I remember playing as her, but I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, Joel woke up and she was not there, and he was kind of playing catch up to get to her. So yeah, it's a really good show. I know next week they're going to do the DLC story, which was also pretty good, and I'm glad they did that because playing the DLC, when you play it, you'll see that it falls like Ellie. She went out while Joel was unconscious, and she actually had two side adventures. One with the DLC, and the other one was with the cannibal. So I can't wait to see that next week. I really want to see how they finish this out. They're doing a good job.
I agree. Terrence, you check it out.
Yeah, I don't got too much to say. Just like Quincy said, they're just doing a great job every week, and think the one thing you can say is that it's I guess it's easier to make a show as good as this when you have a great template to follow. So really, me not playing the game, but after watching each episode and watching videos that compare the show to the game, I can see that they've got such a great template to follow that and also they have one of the game creators as one of the showrunners. He's just going, yeah, I already made a great game to begin with. We're just going to do the game, and like Quincy said, we're just going to add some seasoning to it. So, every week the show just maintains just just the same greatness that it started with the pilot. So I'm just engaged every week, waiting to see what happens next, because unlike the rest of you, I did not play the game. So every week is just something new for me. And I know even though you guys have played the game, it still keeps you engaged too, because they do some little things. Either they change something, or they add something more just to add a little more depth to it. I love the old couple in the beginning. I thought they were hilarious. I like the interaction with Joel and his brother. I like the conversation with Tommy telling his brother, like, look, just because you feel like your life ended 20 years ago doesn't mean mine has to. It's just about that, like, moving on. I like Joel breaking down and saying, hey, look, I'm old, I'm broken down, I care about this girl, I don't think I can get the job done. You need to do this for me. But then him, coming around at the end and saying, hey, look, I changed my mind. I still don't think I'm the guy, but I care about you. You care about me. So, I think I at least owe you the choice. And she's just like, yeah, let's go. So again, great show. They maintain the same quality every week. I'm here for it.
Hell yeah. They've reached that turning point, like in the game, where she quit being cargo and she started becoming more of a daughter-like figure to him.
Yeah, it goes a long way. Like, as far as she's concerned, around this point, like that's her dad.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, I won't say that. I'll wait to see what happens next week. But yeah, I agree.
Rob, how you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm digging it. Like Quincy said, or I think it was Miles who said about the old couple at the very beginning. If I was in this post-apocalypse, that would be the end of my road right there. I'd live with those people forever because they're awesome. But yeah, I'm liking the rest of the game. I did notice the rest of the show. I did notice that the town was much bigger than I remember it playing the first game. It was almost like just like a regular like outpost, I think, before. But it's good that they kind of established it as a. Yeah, I remember because you had to go down and fix the power and stuff, right?
Yeah, they were defending raiders when they showed up.
Yeah, and then I think I remember when I was in the college part of the game getting stuck for some reason. Like I couldn't find my way through it, but eventually I remember that sticking with me. Did we already pass the part with the giraffes?
No.
From the game? Okay.
No.
That's towards the end.
Yeah,
okay.
I love the giraffes.
I couldn't remember what part. I keep thinking it's like, is this where it's supposed to be? Is this where it's supposed to be? Yeah. But overall, yeah,
they're getting close to the end.
They've kept the same stride, and I don't see them tripping up anytime soon. So we'll stick with this until it's over.
Yeah. And Mike's like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Pretty much. I watched it. I don't hate it. It's good, but it is what it is. I'll keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like I keep waiting every episode. Wait, here it comes. Here, whatever it is, but something's getting ready to happen. It was consistent as the rest of them. None of them have been bad. It's just not for me. I'm trying to figure out the old couple. How is she still so chunky in the damn apocalypse? Ain't it hard to find food? And this chick is still overweight like a mug. Well, hey, that's just what I noticed. But that was
foolish.
They got stew and they got deer and they got rabbits. He's still.
They got a hunt, and ain't none of that shit processed. They got natural food out there, so she should have dropped a few by then. But anyway. Outside of that, I ain't got no problem with it. It is what it is.
Foolish as hell. That's hilarious.
That's the first thing I thought when I saw her. I was like, damn. He eating good out in the woods.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
That's why Rob wanted to stay with them.
Mm-hmm.
They got food.
Hell yeah.
They got food.
Multiple rabbits. They didn't even care about that one getting stolen.
You go out and get another one.
They took them all. I thought that was rude. That was the rudest thing.
No, they only took one, didn't they? They took one.
She only took one.
Nah, they only took one.
Yeah, she only took one. She even mentions I
Joe
should
was like, put it
have
back. She
taken
was
2.
like, nah, they got more. Yeah.
Nah, Joel's about to have a heart attack at that bitch. It's a big one, Elizabeth. But man, you know what?
Yeah, them
Was that in the
panic attacks.
game? Him having like the little fainting spells and heart problems?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was like, I don't remember that.
A machine.
Yeah, Joel was a machine. He was.
He was a murder
Guarantee
hobo.
had
He
to
was a
break out the
machine.
tape. Murder hobo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, Rob, he's hurting me tonight, man. What is going on?
Oh, we ain't got to that yet. But man, you know what? Looking at this,
I can't wait to talk about that.
looking at this, man, we stand to watch Pedro Pascal up until early summer for months straight because we have this, and then next month you have the Mando dropping, and so we're going to be saturated with Pedro Pascal until early summertime. Can't be mad at that. The guy's knocking out the park. He's like, cha-ching, pay me. So I'm with it. Oh man, what's up next? Sony State of Play. Now we got the biggest thing to come out was what was that? Name of the game. Oh, Suicide Squad kills
Suicide Squad kills Justice League.
Man,
Yeah,
it looks good. It presents itself well. Service game, live service game. It's going to be, to quote one of my favorite YouTubers, buy, rent, or wait for a deep sale. I'm definitely going to wait for a deep sale on this one because, State of Play didn't really impress me, and I'm not paying $500 for a PlayStation 2 VR. So you can eat that because my PlayStation VR is sitting over there gathering dust as we speak.
Oh, is that another VR game?
No.
The Suicide Squad?
No,
okay.
the VR itself. The VR lineup
sorry.
has 20 games on it or something like that. Still $50 a piece, and you get like 6 hours of gameplay per. It's like, nah, I'm good.
not compatible with
with
PSVR 1.
When does Suicide Squad drop?
24.
I think
Is it this May?
Oh.
Let's see.
It was
I know
delayed.
that-
I know that.
I know what that sounds like to me. That sounds like a Black Friday sale for QP in November.
Now that they drop more Destiny 2 DLC, you ain't buying no other games.
May
No,
26th.
I will grab a game, but playing it, that's the other thing.
Right there.
What was that?
May 26th
May
release date.
26.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'll be one, it being a live service, that'll be one of the ones where you need to watch the release. Because that's where they like to, half-ass the release and then sell you the rest of the shit later.
Oh, yeah. The mobile game you to death. Oh, it's free, but you got to buy everything else. Damn that.
Mm-hmm.
Like selling you a can of beans. Like, here's the
Here's the
can,
can.
but if you want the beans, you want the
Yeah.
beans? Like, give me the
Like
can.
they give you the can with no can
That's
opener.
additional.
You're sitting there like,
Yeah.
all right, I just banging on a rock.
Yep.
Video games, man. It's like somebody mentioned on Cold Mike, another Mortal Kombat's coming out. Do we need another Mortal Kombat? No.
No.
I say no.
Do we need this next Street Fighter?
I'm more willing to go Street Fighter than
I'm more of a Mortal
Ultimate
Kombat guy. I'd rather have Mortal Kombat than Street Fighter. I've always been more Mortal Kombat. So if I had to choose, I'm going to go Mortal Kombat.
Now, if you put that other option that you talked about out there, what's that, Injustice? Then I would take
Injustice
that
3,
over the other two.
Yeah, not taking Justice.
I'm honestly surprised that NetherRealm Studios is making another Mortal Kombat game instead of capitalizing on the the height, especially with the recent DC merger. Maybe that could be why, because all the games have to be connected to the DCU now. Maybe they couldn't make an Injustice right now because they would have to write it to fit into the
DCU
into the world.
Which doesn't exist fully yet.
Strikes again.
Jeez.
That's a good point, Rob. That's a good point.
Very good point.
I still would have rather seen it though. Those games are great, and it's been a long time since we got a new one.
They're fun. They're really fun. My son likes to play them. He loves to play all that because he just likes to juggle people and hit him with specials. I turn on practice mode for him, so he feels like he's a god. So it's like, all right, run that. Definitely run that. Oh, Picard. the new episode of Picard. I'm liking it. I started watching the first episode. When was it I texted you? Yesterday, the day before, Rob? Can't remember which one it was.
It was. I think it was the day before. Yeah.
I really like that. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be because season 2 kind of like pooped on me, and I just like the feel of this one because it's a lot more callbacks.
It pooped on us all.
Sorry, Quincy, we broke the streak.
Yeah, there's
the streak.
Yeah,
That's it. Would you...
0 days.
Oh, I was going to have a lot more poop talk when Ant-Man comes out.
There we go.
Oh man, I can't wait to get to
We're
this.
getting there, man. How's everybody feel about? Well, I mean, we'll fast track it. I like Picard. I like the direction it's going. I love seeing Beverly. I love seeing Riker. It's they're getting the band back together, and I think it's really, really cool. Terrence, you catch it?
How many of the old crew are on it?
So far, Beverly, Riker, 7 of 9. What's her name?
Annika Hansen.
Yeah, Hansen.
Yeah.
Annika Hansen. Yeah,
they're bringing everybody back, but so far it's just obviously Picard because it's his show. They should I give it? Did you get to the end of the second episode,
No.
Lou? You
No.
said you had. Okay, I won't give. But they're bringing everybody back, but they haven't brought everybody back yet. They're reintroducing everybody slowly. So the first 2 episodes it's pretty much just Picard and Riker and Beverly Crusher, and then they're reintegrating everybody from the next generation slowly but surely. But anyway, the only part of the show I don't like so far is Raffi's storyline with Section 31. That's her. Every time they cut to her, I'm just like, come on, get this. Shit over. But other than that, I'm digging the show a lot. Captain Shaw, who was like the ultimate dick, even though he's not wrong.
He is in the right 100%.
But I'm coming around to him though because he's less of a dick this episode, and I understand his concerns when he's talking about, look, I got 500 people on this ship. I can't put them in danger just because I got a retired admiral and a captain with no ship that want to venture out, across across the Federation border and go rescue one of their rescue the admiral's ex-girlfriend. I can't just do that. Then he decides to jump into the fray because 709 says, hey, look, how do you want to be remembered? You want to be remembered as the captain who let one of the greatest heroes of all time die, or do you want to be the captain that saved one of the greatest heroes ever? So then he finally decides to put on his big boy pants and goes in and saves Picard and Riker and Crusher and someone to be named later.
Player to be named later.
He's Jack Crusher. So it's Beverly. So Beverly Crusher has another son who's not named.
Shut up, Will.
So he was introduced at the end of the first episode, but we don't know who his dad is yet. We get confirmation of who his dad is at the end of the episode, but there's weird things there. Like apparently she had this son like after she left the Federation at in her mid-50s. So I don't know.
It's the future, man.
Yeah, it's the future.
Yeah.
Microwave babies.
Humans live to be like what was it? DeForest Kelly's character Bones was in like the first season of TNG, and he was like 130 something, I think.
Yeah. Plus, in some instances, you can die. I've seen people die on the Star Trek Next Generation, and they just pump them with that little asthma pump that Beverly had. Like, just give them 2
Well, they'll throw you in the transporter buffer and make a clone of you, or all kinds of things that you can do.
You got to use the science, man.
Yep.
Still, though, I'm done. I don't care if I can live to 200. I'm 55. I'm done. I'm enjoying my 50s on a Rise of 7.
Oh,
there you go. No more kids.
Nope. No more.
But
yeah, it was good. I'm enjoying the slow reveals. The villain seems interesting. We'll see where they go with that. I don't know if she has any. She seems to know a lot about them. She's got all their details. I don't know if she just looked them up on Wikipedia or whatnot.
She Starfleet Googled them. Jeez, I like
her ship. Seems very similar to the Scimitar. I keep getting those vibes from Star Trek Nemesis.
Oh, the online
it's
game?
A smaller Scimitar. Yeah. No, the last movie.
I'm trying to remember what that ship looked like. The one that his clone had, right? Bane?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like giant, just like a big claw, basically, like aimed right at him.
Okay. I haven't seen that in a while. That was the first time I saw saw Hardy.
Yeah, and this video that I watched, her ship, she's got like weapons from like every major Federation enemy. She's got like Klingon weapons, Romulan weapons, Jem'Hadar weapons.
This is the undercover agent.
She's got Ferengi weapons.
31 person. Is that what you're talking about?
We don't know who this person is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't know her background yet.
Yeesh.
All we know is that she's basically a space pirate at this point. I think it's funny with Beverly being all in trouble and everything. Is like, where's Will? He's a traveler. He's a master of space and time. Where isn't he just showing up and pulling her out of the shit?
Yeah,
how about that? He's like fuck off, Mom.
Where did he end up? What happened to him? I know he's like with. Did one of you say it? Like, what happened to him? I know like he got in trouble at Starfleet. He came back, and then what? He went to the future, or what? Traveling the universe? What happened with him again?
It's hard to say what he is, honestly. He's basically like, there was a. I think one of the earlier seasons they were visited by the Traveler, and they took upon a liking to him, and then that character came back eventually, and then now he is basically a protege of the Travelers. So they didn't really get too deep on what they are, but they basically operate outside of time and space, and
kind of like Q's,
doing whatever.
Yeah.
And the other thing, the guy playing Beverly's son. Also, I think Megan told you last week, Q. He's the bad guy in You. He's 34 years old, but this dude, he can't be any more than like the character can't be any more than 21.
Yeah,
and I'm like, 20s. I can tell this guy's in his 30s, but he's playing a character who can't be any more than 21. I'm like,
you're no Zach Morris. You're no Mario Lopez.
I'm like, y'all pushing it.
Right? 21 Jump Street my ass. The fuck is this?
De-age him all you want.
Yeah, doesn't work that well. Doesn't work that well.
There's some rough years outside of Federation space, right? I guess.
Yeah, there's some rough assignments, man. We can't all be on the Enterprise.
Some rough years on the frontier.
Yeah. Eating rations.
Who was he in You?
Replicator food. What was that guy's name? Wait. Where are you, Rob?
It's the governor, right?
No.
The guy who was running for mayor or governor or whatever?
The guy running for mayor, yeah.
Who wrote the book?
For mayor.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm caught all the way up, so.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, we had that long weekend, and we just watched them all.
That's how it is with those shows, man. Like, you really can't stop once you start watching them.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, I thought that turn for mayor was kind of weird. Getting off top. I was like, what? Like, what the hell is this? So I was like, okay. So now I see in the previews for the next half of the season, Joe using his powers as a stalker to defeat the evil mayor, and I was just like,
yeah, it's a little too much.
Let's see what they do.
Stalking powers.
And, yeah, Joe is like talking so confidently, like, I'm going to take this guy down with my baseball cap and my collar turned up and everything. It's just like, okay,
very American accent in London,
right?
Oh, jeez.
Next season we'll be taking down a presidential candidate,
right?
Yeah, man. Joe. Destabilizing.
Joe just wants to read books, fall ass backwards into the good stuff, and be left alone, man.
That's what we all want to do. That's it.
Yeah, that's the truth. Man.
That is it. now, man, I think we're going to get into the meat of the episode, the main headline. We're going to start talking some ant.
Ho. I want to talk about Destiny real quick. I know how much y'all all loved it.
I forgot.
So Destiny fans, beginning of the end. Yeah, beginning of the end is coming. The trailer dropped Thursday, and new season starts next week. This is going into the 10th year of Destiny, and the story, the culmination, all that is coming soon. For most, let's say the last 8 years, it's been light versus darkness, and you don't really know who was behind or the figurehead of this darkness, and that was revealed last year in the Witch Queen campaign. A lot of things have been coming out the last couple of years. The lore in Destiny. I don't know if you guys have seen the meme with the iceberg. It's like, this at the top, and you go underneath it. Like, that's how it is with the lore with Destiny, and it's the reason why they're like people that have YouTube channels for this stuff. And some of the guys are pretty good and detailed to the point where Destiny has actually recruited some of these people to help them keep their stuff in line. But it was a really good trailer. It was a cliffhanger end to the season of the Seraph, which ended this week, and it's going to jump right off into Lightfall, and I really can't wait. This is really all I've been playing outside of breaks of, I don't know, Tsushima, Horizon, Zero Dawn, stuff like that. I play Destiny, and I made, I think the best part about Destiny really is like the friends you make. I met Tasha through Destiny. Like I didn't, meet her face to face for a couple of months or maybe a year. I didn't. When I started playing the game, Zoe was just born. So like I kind of grew up with this game. My kids know the game. I'm like LeBron James right now. I want to play Destiny with my kids. At some point, like because they know the game, and it's gonna. The way that this game is going, I don't know if they're going to end it. When it started, they said it was going to be 10 years, but they've already said that this is going to be the end of this story with light versus dark, and it's going to keep going into another chapter. So next year will be the last year for that, and I can't wait. There are a couple of Destiny fans on the page, and they're coming out more, and glad to see you.
All right.
Can't wait for next week. I'll take
the post that you put out of the presidents playing Destiny is they're so fucking funny.
You want to know something about it? That's 100% fucking accurate how it goes with a fire team.
Oh no, I've been in raids. Yeah, I know how that stuff goes.
Yeah, like I don't play with assholes anymore, but like that's how it is. People are like, what are you? Well, it's not just confined to this game. Like, what weapon are you using? And shit talking, and that's how it goes. And I think that's what makes it so funny to me. It's just so fucking accurate, and I can't find who's creating them. People are just posting them, so I'm like, who's making these? Because I'd rather just follow their page. But yeah, Destiny's good for the memes too. It's for a while, it was a love-hate affair with the game, but they've done well since leaving Activision.
Yeah.
And that is my Destiny spiel.
Do you think we're going to be losing any main characters? It kind of looked like what was her name? The pilot,
Holiday. I saw a video where she was identified in what has to be later in the. Somebody said that she probably won't die, but somebody's going to die. We've been losing people last couple of years, so Rasputin just died. Last week. So, it's somebody's going to go. Then the next thing after this is probably outside the solar system because the last 8 years everything has been confined into the
Milky Way,
the Sol system. So
yeah,
and and there's lore that there are things outside the system. There's lore that the darkness wins because there's, like I mentioned, time travel. that the tower is destroyed and humanity flees the system. So like it's one of the timelines that have been explored. So yeah, they got the whole multiverse thing in Destiny too. So everybody, it's fair game to anyone, not just DC and Marvel.
I'm with Terrence when he says when they come out with a mini series or a TV show or a movie, I'm in, because I've watched some of the YouTube guys and that lore is deep, and it rivals Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter type of joint where it's just like really really deep and really really good. So when the TV show or movie comes out, I'm definitely 100% in on that one.
Well, I think that was the main motivating factor for why Sony bought them.
Yeah, and there was
to make TV shows.
Right. And
they're leaving Bungie autonomous, but I think they bought them for the rights to be able to make movies and such out of them.
And one of our earlier shows for the podcast, when we were covering Star Wars, what was the first those movie shorts that we were watching? Not
Visions.
Yeah, like Destiny can do those.
Oh, for sure.
Like they don't. Yeah, they can do episodes like that, like 15 to 20 minutes. Some of them, but they can do that too. So like, I'm all for that. There are different iterations of these stories, different ways that these Guardians live. So there's versatility with the storytelling and with the lore. So I am looking forward to that.
Hell yeah, I am too. I definitely watch it as long as they don't pull a Halo on us. I think we'll be perfectly fine.
Well, hopefully, Last of Us has put pressure on video game properties. Like, this is how you do it. You ain't gotta get all, reinvent the wheel. Just put the fucking game on the screen and, chop where you gotta chop, season where you gotta season. But like, let's keep the core of it. Let's keep the reason why people want to see this intact.
Yeah. We play the games over and over again to relive the story. We're not going to watch a show that's different from the story.
And man, if they screw up Destiny, can you imagine the backlash that would come from that? Just from the fan base and the amount of YouTubers, it'd be hell to pay. So I hope they won't step on their dicks on that one. I guarantee that.
Well, that's going to be the outlash if Amazon messes up the Mass Effect TV show.
Amazon's not a good. They're starting to come like a warning label. It's like if they're involved, like I don't like they messed up Thursday Night Football, Lord of the Rings, and like Terrence knows. Like if you watch any of those programs this last fall, you're like, what the fuck are they doing?
They had a great beginning.
I tapped out of Lord of the Rings after 2 eps.
Yeah, me too.
They had a great beginning. Golly, I can't remember the name of my favorite show right now.
The Expanse.
The Expanse. Thank you. They did great with that. I like Vox Machina. I like what's the one with
Reacher was good.
Really good.
I heard Reacher was good. Yeah.
Invincible, and The Boys.
The Boys.
So I take that back, but like you just got to be careful with them. Like they do have a lot of good properties. It's just, and it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's with anybody, I guess.
They'll sneak in that soft taco whenever you order all hard tacos. It's like,
look at my face.
Mike.
Like how the hell the soft taco? But then you finish the sentence. So I was like, okay, there it is. It's like, what the hell did he be talking about sometimes?
Oh boy. All right, now that we're all fully awake
for that one, Q.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I was dying there for a second.
And here we go into the meat of the episode: Ant-Man and the Quantumania of weirdness. So, who wants to lead off, man?
I'll go. I get it out the way.
Okay, get it out the way.
I didn't hate it. It was consistent for me with the rest of the Ant-Man. None of them have really blown me away. It wasn't a great movie, but it was good. I had it seemed like it was a little too overboard for me with the CGI. It just got to a point. It was just like, whoa, it's too much CGI. But other than that, Jonathan Majors did a good job. That's his name, right? Jonathan Majors. He did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
He talked so slow though. There was at one point, it was like an hour in. I did get kind of dozed off a little bit. It was, you got an hour of credits, you got an hour of previews, and just I got there 1:15, but the movie didn't start at like almost 2, and like and then it's another hour, and he's talking so slow and just. Hold on, okay, and that's exactly what I had to wake myself up a little bit, because once I got past that, it was pretty good. You guys said, I don't know if you said it off mic or on mic, but Michelle Pfeiffer did look great. She really did look good. She had that Angelina Jolie treatment, like, y'all could. I'm old, but I'm still fine. That's the kind of thing she had going on. Like I say, it felt familiar to me. Yeah, I like it better than any of the last set of movies because it felt familiar. This felt like it was in the Avengers universe. The other ones felt like new things they're trying to introduce. This felt familiar and part of something I knew. It may not be my favorite subject, but it was something I knew. So I liked it. I'm cool with it. I'd recommend it. If you're a fan, I'd recommend it. That's all I got.
All right.
I'll go next because, if you've been listening, you know how I feel about MCU and the crap that they've been putting out. But and this movie was not immune to it. So let me just say that it was good. When I say good, I mean B- good. Like the scenes that didn't have Majors and Paul in it together were kind of like when they went to that village with the buildings and everything. Like I almost nodded off. I really did. But I love Paul Rudd. Like he's money to me. Majors was major. Like he was money as Kang. CGI, I think MCU, they might have broken my brain. Like it's just like it's the same crap. Like I can't even complain about it anymore. MODOK was on par with the same junk that we've been seeing. But I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. Like I thought it advanced some. I don't know. Mike said it like it was a legacy character. Like this was like an Ant-Man movie. That was it was good. It wasn't great, and I didn't hate it. Someone told me that they liked it better than Black Panther.
Black Panther 2 or the first one?
The last one. Wakanda
Forever. I might go with that.
And like they said it was just. They said it was fun, but there were like for me there were still some stakes here. There were stakes, and then there was the silliness. There was some silliness there, but like the story, like I was able to follow it. It wasn't terrible, but it just fell in the middle for me. It was not shit. You guys know if Marvel does some shit, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it the whole show, but I can't say it for this. This wasn't shit. It was okay. Paul and Majors, if they weren't in this movie, then hey, like I don't know how it would have showed up. It's one of these movies. If and you guys know the movies I'm talking about. If this actor was not in this movie would not be good. But Paul was doing the same Ant-Man magic to me. I like the Ant-Man trilogy. I like the first. I like the second one. I like this one. And I have a question to you guys about Majors when we're done this, but I thought he was great, and I can't wait to see where he pops up the next time. I feel bad saying, I feel weird saying, nothing bad about MCU tonight. They bought a break from me until the next day. Like I'm cool with them right now. We'll see what they do.
See what they do. Give them enough rope to hang.
Yeah,
themselves.
B- for me. B-.
All right.
Yeah, I did not like the movie at all. I thought it was extremely boring. I did actually nod off twice. It's funny that you introduced the the movie as Ant-Man and Quantumania because the Wasp was barely in it. She only exists to pull Paul's ass out of the fire. That's the only thing that she does in this movie is save Ant-Man. Bill Murray, complete phoned in, got his paycheck and left. I don't know. Everything about this entire movie could have been solved if Michelle Pfeiffer just had a goddamn conversation with her husband.
The whole movie. One conversation and it would have prevented everything. Really
and the fact that Cassie is obviously another big brain. She's working on small technology and quantum realm stuff, and nobody thought this. She didn't think to speak up like, hey, don't be poking around in the quantum realm. Oh, but then she sends a signal and then all this stuff happens. I guess the laws down there aren't consistent, so Ant-Man can be in there for 5 hours and be lost for 5 years, yet they can go in there for a day and come back the same day and it's just fine. MODOK was awful. He was so bad looking. When he was Darren Cross, it looked like his face was a 2D projection on an old 80s CRT television, just blurry and flat, and it looked like crap. I do not know what they were doing with him. And the fact that Cassie, like first attempt with her first time wearing the armor, was able to take out MODOK by herself, whereas Ant-Man couldn't do anything without the Wasp helping him.
Oh, yeah, it's like Pepper when she put on the armor in the Avengers movie. She was just like, oh.
Yeah. Cassie, her first time wearing the armor, takes out MODOK. Ant-Man being able to beat Kang in hand-to-hand combat doesn't make any sense. Even if he's weakened by getting trampled by a bunch of ants. And this guy is the guy we're supposed to be afraid of. This is the guy that took out Captain America and Iron Man and Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, movie magic.
And don't forget how lazy the infinite probability engine thing was, where apparently every single possibility of Paul Rudd is going to be Ant-Man, except for the one who's the Baskin-Robbins guy. You're saying there's absolutely no other possibilities in the universe where he could be something else. All of them are Ant-Man, except for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Lazy fucking writing.
Well, the way I took that part was every possibility right in that quantum realm.
That moment.
I don't know, but that wouldn't make sense though, because why Baskin Robin be there? I don't know.
How'd you feel about the movie, T? Because Rob apparently was not impressed.
I liked it. I had a good time. Now, from the beginning, when hearing that Kang was going to be the bad guy, I knew that was kind of going to be an issue because ultimately Ant-Man has the win. So I knew that you were going to have to give me a scenario where Ant-Man wins, but Kang doesn't come off like a complete bitch. The Ant-Man didn't win. He didn't win on his own per se. Like I said, he had some help. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give it that because ultimately he's got to win. I don't expect these things to be perfect. You gave me a good time. I'll overlook some things. Some of my favorite superhero and action movies of all time, I got to give them a little leeway because if I look at every angle logically, I can pull every movie apart by just saying, well, if they just done this, if they just done that, if they had a conversation, if this guy just pulled that lever, the movie would have been over. Some of my favorite movies of all time could have been over if two people just had a conversation in the beginning. So I'll give it a little leeway if I enjoyed it enough. If I don't enjoy it along the way, then I do start having those conversations with myself. But anyway, I liked it for some of the same reasons that Quincy did. Paul Rudd, he's my guy. He'll get me 50% through any movie. The rest of the movie I've got to enjoy too, though. So Paul Rudd, he's 50% of the movie to me. He was doing his thing. I like the opening where he's just monologuing about how good life is these days, being an Avenger, doing the book thing and all that. I like the whole family aspect, him catching up with his daughter, getting used to just the changes since he's been back, because obviously, you had that whole 5-year gap, and now she kind of gives him shit for not being there, even though that wasn't his fault. But she takes little digs at him, and there's really nothing he could do about it. He wasn't there, but he's still trying to be the best dad that he can be. Obviously, I really like the Jonathan Majors stuff. He's the other piece of the movie that the movie hinges on. He's pretty much great in everything he does. What was the HBO show that he had?
Lovecraft Country.
So Lovecraft, yeah.
Country, yeah, great in that. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in Creed 3. So I liked him in that, even though I did have some issues with the writing with that too. I wrote down some of the inconsistencies there, like in the prison scene where he was able to easily incapacitate Cassie and Scott. He was able to just hold them in place, and like when he was threatening Scott, like, hey, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to hurt her. And then he just started like twisting her arm. Later on, when he was confronting him towards the end of the movie, instead of just throwing lasers, why didn't he just incapacitate them again? So it didn't have to come down to a laser fight. But like I said, I was enjoying the movie enough that happens in almost like every action superhero movie I see. A power that they displayed that could have easily ended the situation. They don't do that later. It's like in Infinity War, all the powers that Thanos was displaying earlier. He could have turned Thor's axe into butterflies instead of letting that thing hit him. But he didn't. I don't know why he let it hit him, but hey, he could have just turned it into dust. But nah, he just shot a beam at it, and it got into his chest. I mean, he wound up winning anyway, but he could have won without taking an axe to the chest. But anyway, getting back to the stuff that I did like, Michelle Pfeiffer, like Mike mentioned, she was gorgeous. Me and Quincy mentioned that last week too. I still don't know how she managed to look better than Evangeline Lilly. I heard some people saying it's CGI, but why would you spend money on CGI on Michelle Pfeiffer, but have MODOK looking like he did? Like, doesn't make any sense. Like Rob alluded to, like he
salary cap.
Yeah, he he looked like a N60, like a Nintendo 64 character, and
he looked like the Kool-Aid Man with armor.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
And like.
Fucking Zordon.
Yeah. MODOK would have looked a lot better. MODOK would have looked a lot better if he was just like an original CGI character instead of taking the face of a character that we had already seen before and then trying to warp it and stretch it. If it was just some unique CGI face instead of a face that we already knew and trying to squash it and stretch it, then it would have come out a lot better. But the character,
they could have kept it David Cross too.
Yeah, they could have done that too. So I don't know what they were doing there, but the character itself, some of the MODOK scenes were funny. Like at the end when he was dying and he was saying, "I always thought of you as a brother," and he's like, "At least I get to die an Avenger." And Scott's just going, "Yeah,
sure, man."
So it kept some of the same. It kept some of that same Ant-Man humor from the first two movies. I liked it better than the first movie. I'm so sorry. Miss saying that. Didn't like it as good as the first movie. I thought it was better than the second movie. The second movie, I remember liking it, but I barely remember anything about it. The most memorable thing about the second movie to me was the post-credit scene where everybody gets dusted and then he's stuck in the quantum realm. So yeah, not as good as the first movie. I like it a little better than the second movie. I like that Michelle Pfeiffer had a lot to do. Like Rob was saying, the Wasp, it's called Ant-Man the Wasp in Quantumania. Rob's right. The Wasp doesn't have much to do. She's just running support for Scott. I wasn't offended by that by any means. I heard there was a scrap subplot for her. At this point, I really didn't care. Evangeline Lilly, I really couldn't care less. I
Look
like
like
the other
Frodo.
characters enough that I didn't care that she had a subplot that got thrown in the trash bin. I didn't really care. I guess they just kept the Ant-Man and the Wasp title just to, I don't know, appease people. I don't know.
I mean,
It could have just been called Ant-Man in
Marketing.
Quantumania.
they do things. I'm telling you, like, so now we're gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna start shitting on them now. So like they do things just to get to moments or to say that this person was in it. Like, okay, MODOK's in this movie. Okay, like he was, but that's not that's not how he is. They want to get you to these moments, and they don't always. The work doesn't always add up. Like if you're doing the math, and all of us know what that means. It just doesn't add up. How did we get to this point? But they bring you to this point anyway.
Yeah.
Admittedly, these actors again, they were not in this because I think they covered up a lot of the same issues that are in MCU movies. But the one thing that was different, the villain was not a joke. Was not what's the word I'm looking for? You didn't sympathize with him really. Like he was like, it's like, what are you gonna do when you leave here? He's like, I'm gonna fucking win. Like I'm gonna conquer. I'm gonna conquer the universe. Like I'm not like there. Don't get twisted. What I'm trying to do. Like I'm gonna help you because you helped me. But I'm going to keep doing what I was doing. There's no, oh, he's just misunderstood, and sunshine and rainbow. None of that. Like he was a villain. He's a villain. I'm trying to win. All right. So like that covered up some blemishes, but again, that town where that looked like it was pulled out of Guardians of the Galaxy,
Star Wars.
Yeah, it was just like
it looked like the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Like, dude, like this looks like cut footage from a Guardians movie, and like it's just like, what are they doing? Like, what's Paul Rudd and Jonathan Majors doing? Like, let's get back to that. And Bill Murray was useless. Like, I don't even know why he was even in the movie. So, still B-.
He was there to be in the trailer. That's all he was there for.
Yeah, like, is he really a selling point? Is anybody like, oh, Bill Murray's in it? I got to see it now.
No.
Old heads, maybe.
Unless there's a groundhog or a gopher involved in a golf course, I don't care.
No,
maybe you
I
see
didn't
ghosts.
care. I didn't care if he was in it or not. It was didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I can't detract from the movie for that. I mean, he was just there. I mean, nobody was going to see it because of him, so he's just there. I mean, either you like it or you don't.
It's like he was there because someone owed him a favor.
Kind of like him in Zombieland,
or he wanted to get paid.
Yeah.
Well, that's a plus. Him in Zombieland. That's
yeah. He was funny in there.
That was great.
He died funny.
Oh man!
This movie was just all plot contrivances. Just the entirety of it, and that's what kind of threw me off. I can excuse some of them, but when the entire movie is just one giant plot contrivance, it's just a bit much.
Well, yeah, and before I ask you a question, Lou, like I was really concerned when I was watching the movie. I was like, did they finally break my brain? Like I'm not mad or anything, and it's just like I was like, I'm okay with this movie. Like, and I left, and I was like, okay, that was cool, and I was just like, it was okay. It was okay. It was the same.
It's like you're tapping out from a fight.
Aggressively mediocre.
Yeah, like it's cool. Like it's all right. You got it. Like okay.
It's like I'm done. You win.
Lou, what did you think?
I hadn't seen it.
Oh
no. I'm good. No, man. Life has a way of getting in the way of life, man. I haven't checked it out yet. But, you guys, honestly, this whole review hasn't spoiled a single thing for me, honestly. You guys did really well. Everything that you've described is everything that I have seen on the interwebs and in trailers. And so nothing is spoiled at all. I mean, when I get to see it, I get to see it. It's just life's been kind of crazy with the family. So
I was going to ask about the after credit scene, but I don't.
Now we'll talk about that now. Then.
Yeah, we'll talk about that now because that was the second one was just cut footage from.
It's a preview for season 2 of Loki.
Yeah,
that's all
essentially. But I did want to talk about that first one, but we won't because that.
No, feel free. I'm not gonna take offense from it if I don't get to see it like soon. Which I probably won't. I mean, my wife's work schedule and my work schedule and the kids' schedules keep us pretty busy right now. So feel free to talk, man. I mean, I'm not going to be upset at all.
Mike, were you awake, Mike? I know.
I'm awake.
No. I mean to see that the first after credit scene.
Oh yeah. I saw both of them. I had my hands crossed, like hurry this shit up. But I'm I'm like
So
I
that
said
was,
before, I'm just over the whole after credit scene. No, go ahead. I'm good.
I think that's all he had.
I was going to say that was what
that was his review.
That was Immortus and Centurion and what was the other Ramatut or something?
Yeah.
Oh, Ramatut. Oh yeah. Ramatut. I thought that was cool. And there was a lot of damn cranes.
Yeah, I was taken right from a panel.
Yeah, it was. Council of Kangs. Who was the fourth one? The one that had the wires coming out of it. I'm not familiar with that Kang.
Yeah, only one I knew was Ramatut. That's the only one I knew. I didn't know the other two names.
Yeah, that's the one who had beef with Apocalypse. Because when he started to come into his own, he was ruling Egypt when Apocalypse was there. I remember Immortus from West Coast Avengers when he kidnapped the Scarlet Witch at one point. And who was the other one? It was Ramatut.
And Ramatut had beef with Conan too. That was all the first Savage Avengers in was Conan and Ramatut.
Okay. So wait, it was Immortus and Ramatut, and who were the other two?
I don't know.
I think Scarlet Centurion might been in there.
I think that was the other one that people said it was that one. Yeah.
Or was it just three?
I think it was just the three in that room. Okay.
Yeah.
The rest of them are out in the Coliseum.
I find it weird that Kang, to me the Kang that was in most of the Ant-Man movies, that's the main Kang to me. I think Immortus is older though. I think that's him farther down the timeline.
It's him in a further in his future.
Yeah, it's more mystical, I think, with because the things that that were pretending to be like the bosses in Loki, like he serves like three creatures. I thought Immortus. Now you're gonna have me reading Avengers West Coast tonight, but I know he was working for someone, and he had the castle at the end of time that was in Loki. That they gave to what was the guy's name in Loki? The Kang variant that was
He Who Remains.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff was from Immortus. I can't remember who those guys he was working for. Anyway, the scene was okay for me. I'm curious how they're going to do this. How they're going to defeat him. I guess
the motivation for the scene was kind of weird, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess another nitpicky, another thing you could have, which isn't just a problem with the movie, but it's a problem with a lot of time travel stories and superhero stories in general, is if you wanted to get rid of the guy, why send him back in time to the quantum realm? Why not just fucking kill him?
This is like this is like Dr. Evil and his son, and at the dinner table, it's like Dad, we just go out and get a gun. I'll just shoot him. Like, right? Yeah. Like no, like I'm gonna. I forgot what elaborate trap he had, and to shrink him out of all things because he was shrunk, right? They didn't even like you. I don't know. See, now you're making me think about y'all comments are making me think about the movie more now.
But I mean, that's like an inherent problem with like a lot of fiction stories and superhero stories in general. So I mean,
time travel.
Not to mention how badly the MCU has been handling time travel.
Yeah. Time travel and alternate realities, like they're kind of like they've actually got me thinking, like, is it like there are different realities and then there are like branches in time? I don't know how they coincide or whatever. They got me second guessing some things. But I did read that there will be a variant in the next Shang-Chi movie.
Yeah.
There was another movie because three movies got greenlit from Marvel this week. It was Eternals, it was Shang-Chi, and there's a third movie, and I don't remember what it was. But the variants, they said they're going to be popping up. I'm sorry, I can't remember what the other...
Wait. You said the Eternals?
Eternals 2, they're going to do it.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Hey, what was it? The Falcon was just on, and he kind of lost it. What was that?
The Falcon?
It was that a TV show or something? He was the Falcon, and somebody was it was recent too. I can't remember what it was. If it was a movie, or was a TV show. I'm still trying to remember. And he was guarding something, and there was somebody was breaking in. Was it? I can't think of what it is. It was recent. Was there a recent Marvel show other than She-Hulk?
That was the most recent.
It was live action.
Yeah.
Didn't Midnight that black and white crap wasn't that after? It was that, and there was
the Guardians special was after it too.
Yeah, that was probably the most recent one, I would think.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. There was something with Falcon, and then he was like, "We're not going to tell anybody about this." I can't remember what that was.
Was that when Ant-Man?
Yeah. That was the Guardian special where they got
that was a Guardian special.
Yeah, where they got the arm.
Yeah, is that what happened?
Bucky's
okay.
arm.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Bucky's arm.
Yeah, she got what's her name? Got Bucky's arm. She got
the raccoon
arm for the Christmas Christmas gift. Yeah, she got on Bucky's arm.
That was hard to watch too.
The Guardians, I really can't remember it, so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I can't remember all of it.
It was hard to watch.
Just watch the trailer. You just watch the trailer, you know how the whole thing goes.
Pretty much, except you missed some pretty good music.
And see, that's what carries that franchise. Quick question, because I was watching Jonathan Majors, good actor. Now I'm going to ask you a question. I wish Jay was on. What if they recast like Black Panther with him? Would you have accepted it? Now, don't take him in what you've seen, because he's an actor, and I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt to be able to change and maybe work on the accent. If they came out and said that he was recast, like this is like months ago before the Kang stuff, and they said this is your Black Panther, would you have been good with that? Or do you think he would have pulled it off?
Like I said, I'm with Terrence. Marvel has been good at casting. If that's what they got, then I trust them. That's one thing Marvel's good at. They might mess up on this, that, and the other, but casting, they've been pretty good at. So yeah, I'd have been okay with it.
Okay.
He's quite a bit bigger than Chad.
With it, but I like Denzel's son for another Black Panther.
He probably fit the body type more to Chadwick, but
okay. I was curious.
I didn't see Chadwick until I saw him on screen. I was, like I said before, I was doubting that. So I got to trust them on it if they just thought that was the right choice.
But Chadwick, I kind of went backwards. Like I saw, like, what was it 21? I saw, what's that? He had a couple movies.
James Brown.
The James Brown movie. He was
42.
42, and he was in another one which I just saw a couple months ago with Kevin Costner. Draft Day. He was in that. He was actually kind of big in that movie, but he was good in that too. If anything, that made me miss him because he was in that movie for maybe 30, 45 minutes, maybe. And he stood out in that little bit of time. That movie may have been like close to 2 hours long, and he was a strong presence. R.I.P. Chad. But I'm a fan of Majors, like since Lovecraft, and I forgot he had that movie that came out last month with the World War II fighter pilots on.
Yeah, it's on Paramount now. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, reminder, I gotta check that out. Okay, that's the only question I had.
So Quincy gave a B. What was it, B minus? You said?
I'm thinking about it again now. You can ask. No, we'll stick with B minus. I'm not mad at the movie.
I'm gonna go to the other end of the curve and ask Rob how.
I'll give it a D plus.
Wow, you just passed the class.
It's like I said, it's aggressively mediocre.
God damn. Damn. How does that work?
You're trying hard to be shit right now. Okay.
Wow. Aggressively mediocre.
Damn.
Shit.
You had a bad day at work that day.
Aggressively.
That should go up there with what's that quote you said, Quincy? I'll check your bitch for you. No, that should go with that. I said that.
You said that.
Yeah. That should go with that. That should be in the quote list.
Put that hardcore pimp shit on me. That was you.
But that's on that level, though. That's either way. That's on that level.
Man.
Jim and the holograms. I'll check your bitch for you. Oh man, Terrence, what's your grade on it, man? What do you think?
I'm rated on a T scale. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, which I guess if you put it in a letter grade form, actually puts me below Quincy.
Yeah,
that's a C, right?
That's a C.
Yeah.
Back when I was in school, that was a C.
But I just like to put it on. I like to put it on number scales. So in my eyes, 7's good.
7 is good.
It's good.
7 is good.
It's just a good movie. It ain't great, ain't bad. It's just good. Had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Mike,
I'm going to see, just for the exact same reason Terrence just said. It wasn't great. It was just good. It wasn't bad. It was adequate. You know,
aggressively mediocre.
Yeah, it was an adequate movie with an adequate Avenger. It was as close to home as I can get, so I'll take it for right now.
I did have a question about like the world that Scott was living in, because he was talking about being an Avenger like they were still around, and I'm like, where? That was one of the problems I had with Phase 4. Like, where are the Avengers? The Scots? Like, what? I guess
dead, disappeared.
Like, no one's claimed it except for Scott.
I think he's just reveling.
Spidey?
It feels like he's just reveling in his, the fame that he earned by helping save the world. I think that's why he defers himself and refers himself to still the Avengers.
Yeah, there was a lot of people involved. It seems like everybody's gone.
They are. I don't know,
off-world or otherwise. Yeah,
when Stinky Cheese and the Marvels show up, it'll be better. Stinky Cheese and her crew shows up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that's pushed back to the end of the year.
Way back in November.
Yeah, November.
Fix that CGI.
Exactly.
They got to do reshoots and put more Kang in there, so Kamala Khan can make him cry by talking to
him, or get him to turn good by telling him to not be a dick. And he's like, you know what?
Don't be a dick, man.
You're right.
Yeah. Like, no one's ever told me this before.
I'm gonna ask my therapist if that's ever worked.
Save the.
Let me reevaluate my life because of you, Kamala. Right. I appreciate you.
Jesus Christ.
Bullshit. Well, I'm glad everybody enjoyed it, man.
There's always a chance there'll be another MODOK, right?
I'm gonna check it out.
Dude, as Marvel can do whatever they want to get to their moment, man. Whatever they want. He could have fell out the quantum universe like 3 days in the past with no wounds, and he's back to normal. Like, whatever they need, man.
It's MODOK. They don't need another MODOK, just like they don't need another Bartok the Leaper. He did his point. Very good. Bartok had that one good fight scene. We won't need to see Bartok no more. We leave him alone.
Wait, you're right. Wasn't MODOK was he was in was that him? What's the movie? We're just talking about it.
Cap?
Yeah. Wasn't that
Batroc?
Yeah, was it Batroc? Bartok
no,
Batroc?
the guy with
Batroc, the Leaper.
The Leaper, yeah. The guy when they were
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
The guy when they were he was Red Skull's assistant in the first one, and he didn't have a body, and he was talking to Cap through the screen.
Oh, you talking about that?
No. That's
the scientist.
What was his name?
That's
the German. That's the German scientist.
Yeah. I know it was a call. There was a callback with him. What's his name? Now I'm looking up.
Yeah, it's not. What's his name? Zol.
Armin
Zola. Yeah.
Zola. Yeah, Armin Zola.
Right. He was the guy who didn't have a head, but his face was in his chest.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, that was the guy from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Arnim Zola.
Okay, there you go.
Krang.
Yeah. the brain. Shit. Good talk, guys. I'm glad to. I'll check it out. I'm gonna check it out. I don't know when, but I'm gonna...
Had to stretch our comic brains there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always good to flex them. It's always good. So, anything we want to throw out in the universe or freestyle? Anything? Anybody?
Well, I got to read some comics today for the first time in about 4 weeks.
Yay.
It was only 2, but I took the day off. I said I ain't going to work, and I'm just gonna let my brain rest because I got a week and a half of work. I have got to do a bunch of shit. So today was my break day. After this, it's over.
Right.
If I'm in the chat at all, it's just say, hey, I got to hump this next week and a half, y'all.
Instantly mute the chat. I dig that. What books did you get into? A couple of X-Men books?
No. I read the what was it? One that Quincy had just read, the Avengers Assemble thing with the Mephisto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the chapter 5 and chapter 6.
What happened in those? What happened in those issues?
When they revealed who Avengers Prime was.
Oh yeah, that was a good reveal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for the next part of that, unless I missed it. That's. I'm not really a fan of the art of that. It's okay, but the story was kind of interesting. All the Avengers across the different stories and timelines. Like I think the last thing I saw, Thor's daughters were showing up.
The granddaughters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's where I left it off at.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've been reading the Monica Rambeau book. Is it Photon?
Mm-hmm.
The last, it's just rough start, very rough start. And the last book that came out, the art left everything to be desired. It was pretty terrible. They were changing artists like every 2 or 3 pages. It was kind of off-putting. But what else was I reading? There was something else. Oh, Daredevil. If you haven't read Daredevil, I've preached about it before. Definitely check that shit out. It's really good. And
is that's still Elektra, or is it Matt Murdock?
Yeah,
it's Elektra.
They're together. They're teamed up.
Got it.
And there was one more. Off the top of my head, I can't remember it right now. But yeah, I've done a little bit of reading. I start to read when I go to bed. Next thing I know, the tablet's hitting me in the face. So can't really read too long like that. But that was it. I'm deep into Hogwarts, and that's what little time that I have. I usually play Hogwarts and have fun with that.
Yeah, make sure to let everybody know that game outsold Elden Ring.
Oh yeah,
was it 12 million copies or something
what was
like
that
that?
Number? Yeah, what was the number? 185 million in revenue.
$850 million in revenue. 12 million
Shit.
copies sold first 2 weeks.
Wow, that's insane. It is a fun game. It is. It's a really fun game. I haven't enjoyed a game this much, like I've said, since the Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West, and Uncharted. Those are the ones that I hang it up there with right now because it's pretty damn good. So I'm really digging it. So
last 2 magazines I read were Justice Society, which is weird. More time travel. Very weird. Involving Dr. Manhattan's snow globe again. And Thor, which is really interesting right now. Not to give anything away, but Doctor Doom is involved. And a little bit of time travel in Thor, too. So, I haven't really been reading
It's
much
all the
yet.
rage right now.
Yeah. It really is. But that's all. I'm behind right now. So I actually gotta check my downloads now. But Thor is the one thing I make sure I read when it comes out.
Oh, they dropped the new. I think it was last week or the week before. Masters of the Universe has a new comic book out now. Under Dark Horse, so looks kind of cool. It's pretty.
I'll check it out. If it's there when I get to the shop this week, I'll check that out.
Heck yeah, definitely. Static came out a couple weeks ago. Kind of started to read Bishop War College and just didn't really get into it. It's just really weird. That's it for me. So we'll wrap this up. Everybody good to go? Everybody feel better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Finish watching you or God of War, whichever comes first.
Yeah, take you some Mucinex.
Yeah. I'm coughing up a lung when I'm muting myself. That's why I wasn't sure I was going to be on tonight, but I actually need to get some sleep.
We're all happy that you made it. I got to go to bed soon. My kids will be up bright and early, even on a Saturday. So
yeah.
Well, listen, man. Ladies, we missed you. Meg, Tosh, Liv, we missed you. J Pat, we missed you too, man. So it was a great panel. We had a good time like we always do. So I guess until next week, I just want to tell you and remind you guys of two things. Be kind to all you meet because you have no idea what battles they're going through. And like Quincy says, take care of business before it takes care of you.
Mm-hmm.
So from the Multiverse Limited podcast, it's Cosmic Lou, T Money, Miles Morales, Professor Mike, Platinum Rob, and QP the Source. Till next week, we're out. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.
Deuces.